Still to come, a Festivus for the rest of us. It was time for the airing of the grievances this week at the Statehouse after the erection of a Festivus Pole. The serious message behind a silly tradition when we come back. At the Ohio Statehouse, you can see the giant traditional state Christmas tree, a nativity scene, and twinkling holiday lights. And this week, you could also see a Festivus pole, the unadorned pole that ushers in the airing of grievances and feats of strength, came to fame on the Seinfeld show. It was actually, though, the brainchild of the father of Seinfeld writer Dan O'Keefe as sort of a protest to perceived pressures and the commercialism of Christmas. And the Statehouse Festivus Pole is also a form of protest. It's the brainchild of Chaz Stevens. He's an artist, software developer, and entrepreneur. But his most significant titles might be political activist and defender of the Constitution.
You all have the very essence of why I can do what I can do.
30 years ago, in a landmark free speech case, the U.S. Supreme Court upheld the right of the Ku Klux Klan to erect a KKK cross at the Ohio Statehouse. That case informs much of what Chaz Stevens fights for: free speech, a separation of church and state, and an end to book bans. And 15 years ago, the right to erect a Festivus pole in the town square in Deerfield Beach, Florida.
And then in 2013, we asked to put it up in the state capitol rotunda. Rick Scott was the governor then. And lo and behold, they put it up.
If I'm unhappy about something, I can speak my mind as long as I'm really not hurting anybody else. And this doesn't harm anybody else.
Attorney Thomas Wright helps Chaz Stevens in his fights for freedom and helped erect the first Festivus pole.
It's free speech. It's important. And if it's not something we don't exercise periodically, you'd be surprised how easily these kind of rights can be taken away.
It's a never-ending challenge to government overreach.
This is "In God We Trust" in Arabic. Texas in 2022 passed the rule that said "In God We Trust" signs have to go up in Texas public schools. I sent 2,500 posters in Arabic to Texas to make a point. It's all or nothing. The rules apply fairly and equally, or they don't apply fairly and equally.
Stevens sold the original Festivus pole on eBay and sent the money to a Women in Distress charity. That pole was made of Pabst Blue Ribbon cans. The Ohio Festivus pole is made of cans that show President Trump. Stevens is provocative with a purpose.
You're important to me because you get my message out. Legislators are important to me because they write the laws. The Orange Fellow in D.C., I made this thing as a lightning rod. Hopefully it gets his attention, and hopefully somewhere a drop of empathy in his orange-tinged body about how he took advantage of people.
The idea of this poll, this is great because people take notice, but it's also not making them think you're insane or you're dangerous or harmful. You know, if Chaz would be within his right, for example, if he petitioned, said, hey, I want to put a big satanic cross up there. Technically speaking, he should be allowed to do it. But it's not going to get the same kind of attraction or attention necessarily as something like this. It's not really that offensive to people, but it still makes you think, and that's what's important.